have had long layoffs and come back and shocked the world. That would inspire Ricky Hatton. One step at a time, though. Let's first tonight find out whether Ricky has still got it in him. In Manchester, we welcome our MC, Michael Buffer.
Manchester, let's get this party started! Now, coming to the ring, the former welterweight world champion from the Ukraine, Vyacheslav Senchenko!
Well, Manchester awaits the entrance of the man who has been cast in the opposite corner to Ricky Hatton for his comeback. Vyacheslav Senchenko, who's actually older than Hatton. He's 35. He's from the Ukraine. Nearly all his fights have been in the Ukraine, but until quite recently, he was the holder of the WBA Welterweight Championship of the world, and made a few defences of it as well on home territory until our guest tonight, Paul Malignaggi, relieved him of that title. But he's a decent boxer, he's got a good jab, he's taller than Ricky Hatton, and he'll believe here that if Hatton is in any way short of his best, he can completely ruin the party.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be thinking boxing definitely at range and using maybe the right uppercut as well. It's going to be a very important punch for him, especially in the first round, maintaining that gap and keeping Ricky literally off him, because Ricky's going to be, I think he's going to be on the front foot, trying to slip in that jab here and there. So Senchenko has got to establish that jab, maintain that gap and just box at range. But yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult for him. I mean, he's had 30 of his 33 fights in the Ukraine. He will never have boxed in an arena like this up against this crowd. This is a tough night for this man. He has got the tools for the job, but it's whether he can keep Ricky Hatton off him.
Perhaps a little unwisely, he said in the build-up this week that he was a Manchester United fan. Of course, Ricky Hatton is famously a Manchester City fan, so it probably wouldn't qualify him for a job in the diplomatic corps. But he's not been unwise enough to wear a Manchester United shirt, I don't think, or has he? I don't know what he's got underneath that dressing gown he's wearing. Maybe he is going to unveil a United shirt. You know, I think he is wearing one, you know.
If you listen to this crowd, if he unveils that Manchester United shirt, I'm sure there'll be a few people in here that won't like that, Ian, one bit. And you know what, Ian, he's standing right next to me. He is wearing a Man United shirt. Yeah.
He's right alongside us at ringside, waiting to enter the ring. He didn't turn up at the press conference this week, but his camp told us last night nobody told us there was a press conference.
No, I've never heard that before, that one.
That's the new one, I must say.
But here he's just stepping into the ring now. There's the boots. And when he takes that gown off, those boos will intensify.
Well, I was going to say, if he's worried about this, he isn't showing it. He's bouncing around in there.
Yeah, seems pretty relaxed. He looks quite confident.
Winner of 32 of his 33 fights, Vyacheslav Senchenko.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, look in the sky, and there's a blue moon out tonight. And now, making his return to the ring here in Manchester, the 2 division, four-time world champion, Ricky Hitman Hatton!
This is where I feel my heart. International press, or watching young life shape. Sit minor keys, solutions and remedies, friends when bitterness ends. This is my chance.
It's a night drenched in excitement and emotion, but a fair degree of concern as well, as a 34-year-old Ricky Hatton returns to the scene of his greatest triumph, the night he beat the seemingly invincible Kostya. Was it really 7.5 years ago?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. What a crowd that night against Kostya, but listen to the crowd here now.
And whatever has happened and whatever has befallen Ricky Hatton, in the meantime, he knows he's among 20,000 friends tonight. A glorious comeback or an exercise in self-delusion? We'll soon know. But what an incredible atmosphere and what an adoring reception. The Hitman, against all odds and 5 stone lighter than he was a year ago, returns.
Yep, he looks transformed, and it's home sweet home for Ricky Hatton here. Everyone is standing all around us, fantastic atmosphere. And this is Ricky Hatton's comfort zone. This is where he's most happy. He's missed this occasion, and now it's his chance now to put in a good performance here, Ian.
A big, big occasion with a big fight MC. Michael Buffer, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the moment we've all been waiting for. This is Manchester, and this is the main event of the evening. 10 rounds of world-class professional boxing scheduled in the welterweight division. Brought to you by Hatton Promotion, matchmaker Richard Boxing. Presented in association with Primetime and in the USA, Showtime, and sponsored by Variety, the children's charity. Sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Chairman Charles Dial. Student Dial, Jeff Bolter. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring: Oliver Bryan, Robin Del Pierre, and John King. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Victor Loughlin. And now, boxing fans, are you ready? Manchester, are you ready? For the 20,000 plus, standing room only and sold out here in attendance, and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, heading out of the red corner, wearing gold, official weight, 10 stone, 6 pounds and 10 ounces. An outstanding professional record consisting of 33 contests, 32 victories, including 21 knockouts, with only 1 defeat. He's fighting for Union Boxing Promotions, Donetsk, Ukraine, the former undefeated WBA welterweight champion of the world, the Ukrainian boxing master, Vyacheslaw Senchenko. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing light blue trimmed with black. Official weight also 10 stone, 6 pounds and 10 ounces. His professional record, 47 contests, 45 victories, including 32 knockouts, with 2 defeats and 4 world titles. He's the former 4-time light welterweight and former welterweight champion of the world, the charismatic pride of Manchester, England, Hitman
Jennifer, his partner, mother of his daughter Millie, who was screaming when Hatton was knocked out by Manny Pacquiao 3.5 years ago. Victor Loughlin is the referee, and you can hardly hear yourself thinking here. Michael Buffer could hardly make himself heard. The fans are going absolutely crazy, and this hasn't started yet.
Yeah, incredible. This is it. Now, for RickyHatton, this is what he's been waiting for, Ian.
What has he got left? After 3.5 years away, will Senchenko try to start fast and test Hatton's punch resistance early on? Can he settle into a rhythm straight away? New trainer, remember, Bob Shannon for this. It's a big night for him as well. Senchenko much taller with a 5-inch reach advantage. He'll try to establish the jab, of course. Hatton's done lots in the gym. He's taken punches in the gym, but those were with 14-ounce gloves. This is the real thing. This is when it matters.
Yeah, Hatton straight away on the front foot. Just needs a little bit more head movement as he's coming forward just to avoid that jab. But we thought this would be the tactic from Hatton on the front foot and really trying to take it to his opponent early on. And he'll be looking to whip that right hand over the top, and also the left hook to the body will be his favourite punch in these early exchanges from Hatton.
Remember too, this is only the third fight at welterweight for Hatton. All his great achievements were in the 10-stone division, half a stone down from this at light welterweight. Has to eat the jab a couple of times from Senchenko, and a third time as well. Must be careful not to walk into that. They've been working on getting him back to giving angles and slipping and sliding.
Yeah, he's got to settle down a little bit, but he's got to move the head a little bit more here. Just got caught with a couple of jabs. So we need to see Ricky on that front foot, slipping that jab and then coming back with his counter. But the head movement is the most important thing in these early stages from Hatton.
Will we see those trademark left hooks to the body, which characterized his ascent to the top and to his status as a multi-millionaire who conquered Las Vegas before falling into the pit of despair and depression and the flirtation with suicide you've been reading about. Great jab from Hatton there, timed it perfectly.
Yeah, that was a super shot. He's also got to time this right hand. He's got to draw the lead of Senchenko and then whip this right hand over the top. He's got to draw it, that's the thing. And then catch him on the counter. There it was there. He nearly caught him, but that's the situation that he's got to force there.
Dug in a left hook to the body as well. There's always the problem too with Hatton, and has been in his past, been cutting. Remember, his skin pretty tightly taut these days after the, well, fairly rapid weight loss of the last 10 months. He's lost 70 pounds in the last 10 months to get down and get himself ready for this night, this occasion. Doing okay so far.
Yeah, starting to get closer to Senchenko. But there's that right hand. And just gets caught with one himself out. And so just got to watch it as he's coming forward. At times he's a little bit too reckless, and that's probably a little bit nerves. The crowd, he wants to impress. Just got to settle down. But he took the first round there.
You hardly heard the bell either in that. Hatton is back and has completed his first round in 3.5 years. His old cut man, Mick Williamson's in there with 56-year-old part-time painter and decorator Bob Shannon, who's got the job of being Ricky's new main man in the corner.
Yeah, some good tactics there from Bob Shannon. He's saying just to use the jab first, with plenty of head movement, and then whip the right hand over. So what he doesn't want to do, he doesn't want to be taking shots as he's moving forward. So he's telling him to use the jab, move the head, and then throw that right hand over the top.
Senchenko, who won the WBA welterweight title against the previously unbeaten Yuri Nuzhnenko. All his world title wins were on points before he lost it against Paul Malignaggi, who was beating him when it was stopped with Senchenko with a closed eye after 9 rounds. That's his only defeat so far, though. Hatton maybe can get a world title crack at Malignaggi if he comes through this tonight. Tried to pick the right hand. The timing's not quite there yet with Hatton in the way it was in his heyday.
No, and that's why Bob Shannon in that corner is trying to say to him, use the jab a lot more, just to measure that distance and gap, and then obviously get the feet there, and then throw the jab and then whip the right hand over. But the tactic's right from Hatton. He's got to keep on this opponent. He doesn't want this opponent to establish a rhythm behind that jab.
Getting onto the inside, which is where he needs to be, Hatton, quite successful. He doesn't want to be walking onto anything. And there is the question of the punch resistance, which looked to be fading late in his first career, if I could put it that way. Not just against Mayweather and Pacquiao, but against Juan Lazcano to some extent as well.
Yeah, definitely. There's signs there. But a priority here, Ian, for Hatton is to get Senchenko back onto the ropes, restrict this fella's movement a little bit. If he's boxing from centre of the ring behind that jab, he will start to establish a lead and he'll gain control. So push him back, disrupt his rhythm a little bit.
Good shot to the body there. Again, the jab works for Senchenko. Hatton looking to hunt his man down. Senchenko inviting him in almost. Right cross was a good shot there from Senchenko. But he's not known as a power hitter, only 21 inside schedule wins out of his 32. Not mixed with the same level of opposition, not by a long chalk as Hatton.
See Ricky there leading with the hook. That's a bad shot to lead with. If you miss the target, you're off balance. And you just got caught with a shot there. So we need faster. See, again, Senchenko from centre of the ring. He's starting to gain control. Hatton has got to put pressure on, sustain the pressure, double up them attacks and push him back.
Later in that first career, he seemed to think he could get the job done all the time just on pure strength, walking through opponents. Maybe the Jew fight made him think that. He's got to get back to using his boxing skills as well.
Yeah, that's a little bit better with the jab. He's a little bit inaccurate with the right hand so far. Just got to get back to boxing behind that left lead. Must keep moving the head.
The timing's still not quite there for Hatton. He's missed quite a bit, but he is exerting pressure on Senchenko. Bound to have been a few nerves from him. Uppercut on the inside to end the round from RickyHatton.
Listen, he's looking for that backhand every time, isn't he? He's looking at that right hand. He's waiting for you to come in, chopping that right hand down. Step across to your right, feint a bit. When you feint, you draw him in then, you throw your left in yourself. Start working that jab like you was a bit more, right? Get that jab working.
The first couple of rounds were always likely to be the most difficult for him, weren't they?
Yes, they were. But here on the attack, just a little bit inaccurate with his work here, RickyHatton, the way he's coming forward. But this is where he needs to move his head a little bit more as he's coming forward. Just inaccurate, just caught him with the right uppercut there, but he was actually holding at the back of the head, was Ricky. But here coming forward, walks onto a shot there, made the mistake of telegraphing that right hand rather, and walked onto a shot.
He says he feels more fury and hunger for this fight than he did even for when he won the world title against Kostya Tszyu. Maybe it's an achievement after everything he's been through, him simply being in there tonight and having got his life back sorted out again.
What I think he's got to do also, Ian, here is maybe feint. That's it, that's better from Ricky now. He's really getting to grips with it, but he's got to feint to the body with the jab and then whip the right hand over. There it was there, not too far away, but he's got to set that punch up, and a feint with the jab to the body may be the shot.
Left hook to the body gets the crowd going. I think he was just a bit off balance more than anything, Senchenko, rather than shaken up by it. Certainly could have picked easier opponents. Could have just had a rehabilitation fight. Little 8-rounder, but no, he wants to come back in somewhere near the top, and he's got Senchenko going a bit here with some rib crunches. That was the old style. Senchenko sends out a message that he isn't hurt, or says he isn't anyway.
Yeah, well, that's probably the sign that he was hurt, when a boxer says that he wasn't. That's better from Hatton, good shot.
Left hook to the head, he was off balance. Senchenko, it staggered him back a little bit. Victor Loughlin telling some of the photographers just to back off a little bit, but it is bedlam in here, it really is.
Yeah. Ricky there, just unhappy with himself there, just a bit inaccurate with that work. But he's got to target the body a lot more here, and he's got to slow this fella's feet down. Senchenko knows he must hit and move, so you slow those feet down and target the body.
Better with the jab, just finding his timing a little better. Now, Bob Shannon was telling me earlier this week he thought Ricky might look a little bit rusty in the first 2 rounds. Maybe he did too. He just walked onto a couple more again there. Senchenko, this sort of upright, pretty European sort of style, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's better at straight punches than he is hooks, but this is Hatton territory in at close quarters. And what he's got to do now is just create a little gap on that inside to work. There's that left hook on the border there from Hatton, but that's better from Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, he set it up with the jab. Good shot, a silly grin through the gum shield from Senchenko, almost an acknowledgement that it was a good shot. He's been much better for me in this round, Hatton. Almost trying to remember the old script lines. And just picked off by that jab. There has to be the head movement. There isn't the head movement, and then 2 or 3 land from Senchenko, who's given grounds for encouragement. Hatton glad there that Senchenko's no kind of big hitter.
Yeah, Ricky there just made the mistake of just waiting a little bit too long, holding his feet. Easy target to hit if you're not moving the head. And he paid the price there.
Little knob that time. Senchenko gets him back as he lands with the left hook. I mean, the thing is, at the age of 34 with Hatton, his style, a buzzsaw pressure fighter, usually beyond the age of 30, that's a harder style to make, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because he's always in the danger zone, isn't he? I mean, here he's on the attack. That was a good left hook to the body there, and that right hand. So we're seeing the better work from Hatton here. But Senchenko certainly had his fair share in this round. Caught Hatton there with a super straight right hand and a little left hook to the body. Better straight punches from Senchenko. So, yeah, that was a close round. Lovely straight right, little left hook downstairs as well to follow up. Better work from Senchenko in that round. I actually thought that round was even.
Fourth round here. Ricky Hatton, of course, in his Manchester City sky blue, as he always was. Senchenko whipped in a decent-looking hook in there. He's going to make Ricky Hatton work for this. Can Hatton get an eye-catching, headline-grabbing stoppage win to come back with?
Yeah, Ricky Hatton now, Ian, he really is starting to take risks by coming forward the way he is. He knows he's got to get close to his man. He knows he's got to slip that jab. And that's why he's eager on the front foot here, Hatton, but taking risks in doing it. The longer this contest goes, then Senchenko will fancy his chances.
He's not got him under control yet, not by any means, Hatton. Again, trying to set it up with the jab. Had to take one back again from the Ukrainian, who, of course, comes from Klitschko country, that part of Eastern Europe.
Surprised that Senchenko hasn't thrown the right up. I've got a couple of good left hooks from him there. But if he measures that shot behind that jab, then that could be a problem for Ricky Hatton.
The one thing that hasn't happened already is that Hatton, as some people predicted, might just crumble and fall apart from the word go, like a shell of his old self. Not at all. But there's still plenty of work to do in there. Good shot to the body, right, and a right back too from Senchenko, his own body punch.
Yeah, you just feel that Senchenko is gaining more in confidence. Short little right hand there. Ricky has got to keep applying this pressure. That's the only style he knows. Listen to the crowd now, Ian, really trying to lift their man Hatton.
It is an absolutely thunderous atmosphere here. We knew it would be. Maybe noisier than ever before. Again, a right hand he had to take on the way in, Hatton, but he got there with a couple of his body shots, and back comes Senchenko firing the right hand.
Yeah, Hatton again annoyed with himself by missing the target, but before that he landed with a good left hook to the body. I think that's what he should be concentrating on, downstairs.
Taking too many, isn't he,
yeah,
on the way in?
He just needs to move the head more and concentrate. This is better, that's a good left hook.
Very good shot. Senchenko again gives him that silly grin. That was the old Hatton there, a little cameo of it.
Yeah, and the inaccuracy is just down to being out of the ring for 3 years.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of ring rust there. His timing is just off slightly here, Hatton.
Still coming in on tram lines a little bit too much. Not enough angles, which is what they've been working on. Good round, that one. They sold out the tickets here, over 20,000 tickets in 6 hours. It's being shown in 80 cinemas across the country and 1,200 pubs and clubs. Such was the clamour to see this fight.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Here, lovely right hand there from Hatton. Lead shot as well. Backed his man up and then goes to work. Left hook just to finish that sequence. Yes, different angle. Good shot there from Hatton. Backs his man up and then a little left hook to finish it. Hatton's round for me.
I've got to say, Senchenko's come with a bit of attitude from the moment he walked in with the Manchester United shirt on.
Yeah, he hasn't been phased, has he, up to now? But he's behind.
It's only his 4th time fighting outside the Ukraine. Nearly all his fights have been in his home city of Donetsk, where England played in the European Championships in the summer. Body shot again from Hatton, digging them in, setting his feet, trying to roll back the years.
I think what RickyHatton needs here also, Ian, is the double jab. He's starting his attacks from too far away, he's falling short. He needs to measure the gap a little bit better, double that jab up, take you into that short range, and then explode with the shots downstairs. The single jab, he's falling short.
He's good in patches, isn't he, so far, but other times the rust is there, you can see it. Understandable.
Oh, definitely, and just the timing's out a little bit.
He's trying to...
Oh, good shot.
Rhythm, yeah, lovely fast shot, wasn't it? A right hand as he tried to slide along the rope, Senchenko.
Hatton's having some success with that right hand. 2 or 3 rounds now he's been catching with lead punches.
A bit wild there.
Yeah.
Made to miss 4 or 5 times. And then eating that Senchenko jab once and twice.
Senchenko making the mistake now and again of dropping that lead hand too much. And that's allowing Hatton to come with that right hand. That's a better. Now he's got to attack again. Needs to double up the attacks a little bit more here, Hatton. Sometimes a single attack isn't enough. It's allowing Senchenko just to adjust. Now he's got to go again.
Getting hit a bit too much. Hatton as well on the way in, has caught a right cross again from this comparatively light-hitting fighter. I was interested to hear Paul Malignaggi, who fought both these guys, say that he thought Senchenko was a little bit mentally fragile, but he hasn't looked that way, has he, here?
No, he's, I think, far from it. I think he's come in with a strong mental attitude into this contest. Knows he was really up against it.
So difficult to come back after, particularly after everything Hatton has been through in his life since the chilling Pacquiao knockout defeat in a couple of rounds in Las Vegas. It's his first fight in Manchester since he fought Juan Lascano in front of 56,000 fans at the Etihad Stadium. Is he going to be able to last the pace as well, is another question, isn't it?
He's just starting to look a little bit, I wouldn't say tired, but the punches are getting a little bit slower from Hatton.
Yeah.
And he's taking too many shots as he's coming forward. Again, look, centre of the ring, Senchenko's in control, that's his round.
Yeah, I think the Ukrainian won that round. He looked ragged and wild in that round, Hatton, I thought. And that would be a worry.
Yeah, and that was probably the first clear round that Senchenko won. Some of the rounds have been very close. I give the third round an even round.
With that right hand, you need to work that jab a bit more, don't you? Fake a bit more. Fake. When you was faking before, you were leading him on with that right hand and countering him. He's just waiting for you now.
Just a little fear in that round of Hatton going off the boil.
Don't slow down now. Get the head moving all
I think
the
that's
time.
a great. Yeah, I think so, Ian. Looking for going forward here, that was a super right hand, and then he doubles it up with the left up to the body. But then just gets caught with the odd jab as he's coming forward. No head movement. Senchenko from the centre of the ring, just a textbook left jab. Easy stuff for him.
Sixth round, just a slightly more worried feel from these fans, most of whom will have bought their tickets not even contemplating the idea that Hatton would lose. They came here expecting to see a glory night like it always was, but not necessarily how it always will be.
Well, I think it was always going to be difficult to look as good as Hatton has in the past here after 3 years out, but nevertheless he's given it a good go here, is Hatton.
Well, quite often here he looked like a force of nature as he was coming through to his World Championship. Big right hand from Senchenko, sending the sweat spraying. Is not enough head movement, and then he tries a big left hand which almost embarrassingly throws him off balance. He missed by a mile with that one.
Yep, timing not there, is it? Too far out again. Got to get back to basics, using that jab, close the gap down, get the feet into range. Centre of the ring, Senchenko again in control. When this fella's backed up onto the ropes, it's a different contest, and that's what Ricky has got to recognise, and that's what he's got to start concentrating on doing.
Maybe Senchenko's confidence is growing here.
Yeah, this is another good round for Senchenko. It's going to be important. Bob Shannon back in that corner, and he gets to the end of this round. He's got to lift his boxer. Lift those spirits of Ricky Hatton.
Just going through a bad patch in the fight here, Hatton. And again, the timing's not there, and the accuracy, the cleaner shots coming from the Ukrainian, who calls himself the Ukrainian master. He's boxing well here, and Hatton again misses by a country mile.
Yeah, and he's not doing nothing special, you see here, Senchenko. He's just boxing on the back foot, keeping the punches mainly straight, and his timing is much better, and that's because he's been in action more than Ricky Hatton has.
Always most effective when he can get on the inside and unload those hooks to the body, Hatton, but for a couple of rounds that hasn't happened at all here. And again, Senchenko picks him off with a right hand and then a left jab. Last couple of rounds have been the Ukrainians here.
Yeah, too far out here, Hatton. Got to get closer.
And the crowd have been quietened down.
Yeah, you just sense a turning point here in this contest for Senchenko. Another good round.
Due to go 10, of course. This fight not the usual 12. And started okay. Looked for a few times like he might be on the verge of a big breakthrough, but it never did happen. And Senchenko settled into quite a rhythm now. Let's get some reaction from Paul Malignaggi, world champion himself, is with us tonight.
How are you scoring it so far?
I'm not scoring it, but I think I've probably given Ricky every round except one. I don't know what round we're up to. We're up to 7, so I've got it 5-1.
That's at odds to most people that we're hearing from. I have to tell you that, Paulie. You suspected that Senchenko would find this very difficult, but he is right in this fight, is he not?
He's in the fight, but I just feel Ricky's controlling the pace a little bit. He's making him uncomfortable. Senchenko's landing his share of shots, and I expected that. Ricky was never a defensive genius, but it seems Ricky's pace is controlling the fight overall.
More from you, thank you.
Interesting. Paul Malignaggi, of course, wants that big payday, I think, against Ricky Hatton. That would be a good fight for both of them, but Hatton would need to step up a little, I'd say, from what we're seeing here. But maybe he can rediscover the thread a little bit.
What Hatton's got to watch out for now, Ian, he's obviously in that corner. They've told him that he's got to get closer to his man. They've lifted him a little bit, but he can't do it recklessly. He can't just walk onto shots. He's at an age where he won't be able to take the punishment, so he's got to move the head. He's got to avoid the shots as he's coming forward. He's got the right attitude and the right tactic to get up to his man, but in doing that, he's got to avoid the shots as he's coming forward. I think there's a cut below the left eye of Senchenko.
Yeah, there's some blood there for him. Keep the punches up, says Victor Loughlin to Hatton. Again, has to just take that jab, and look how far he's missing by he's really winding up and loading up with the shots, and that's making it pretty easy for Senchenko to stay out the way of them.
Yeah, the problem for Hatton here is his feet have slowed right down, and that's allowing Senchenko now to find his rhythm, and this is better from Senchenko.
Just getting a little marked up as well, Hatton. And Senchenko, you can see how his confidence is going. Another right hand thuds home, and this is now becoming pretty hard work for Hatton, and it's certainly closed up on the scorecards, I would say. I think we've got a close-ish fight here now. Left hook to the body is a first success in quite a while, of any significance, really, for Hatton. He's got to dig deep here now.
Yeah, and unlike RickyHatton, he's allowing his opponent off the ropes. Those are the opportunities where he's got to work in at close range. The old RickyHatton would find the gaps there, and he'd really go to town on the inside, but he's allowing his man out of those situations and back to the centre of the ring.
Can he find one breakthrough punch here? Senchenko sees this way and this fight as his way back into world title contention himself, of course. He's got his own agenda. Any suggestion that he was just here to play the patsy, lie down, obey the script, I think you can throw those out the window.
Yeah, a little dangerous shot there from Senchenko on the inside. That short right hand, like a short right uppercut. But Hatton coming forward as ever. And this is what he needs now. He needs the crowd to get behind him. They're responding. Let's see if Ricky can.
Again, Senchenko waves him in with that blood beneath his left eye, which didn't ought to be a problem. They could hardly hear the bell in the middle of all that. Looking very nervous at ringside. Ricky's partner Jennifer, for the first time ever, his parents Ray and Carol not here after a well-publicised disagreement between them and their son. Igor Gapon is the trainer there for Senchenko.
Some action here from RickyHatton coming forward, but walking onto a jab there. Then he tries to gather that rhythm again. Another angle there. Lovely left hand from Senchenko. It was a good finish to the round, though, from Hatton. He finished it well.
Might just squeeze that one out.
Might just nick that round. Not a lot in that round.
Already into the 8th round. There's only 9 minutes left of this fight. It's fascinating. You've got it 68-66 for Hatton at this stage. I mean, it's hard to conceive of him losing on points here at home if it's anything like close, but of course there'll be other verdicts to be delivered. It's a bit better from him. Pressure on the inside. It's what he needs to do. Get in close. Not let Senchenko work behind his jab. But he needs head movement on the way in and angles to do that. And I don't think that's really happened, has it?
No, it hasn't. And I've been a little bit disappointed when he is on the inside. He hasn't took those opportunities in here. That's better. That's better work from RickyHatton there on the inside.
Cracking punch from Hatton. Again, he took a right crossing to walk through it. You wouldn't want to be taking the kind of punches he's taken from some heavier hitters who might be hanging around the welterweight division, and there are a few of them.
Again, Senchenko just growing in confidence. That's a better shot again.
Good, neat boxing from the Ukrainian. The cleaner shots, the cleaner work from him so far in this round for me.
What Hatton's got to start doing also, if there's no head movement coming forward, just keep the left hand a little bit higher as he's getting into punching range. He keeps walking onto these right hands. Left hand's a little bit too low as he's coming forward. He's got to have some sort of cover there, either with the hand or head movement as he's coming forward. Look, again, right hand straight away.
Getting outboxed in phases of the fight here. Hatton being hit too much. Fighting with his face a bit. And that was a problem in the later stages of his first career, wasn't it?
Yeah, and as Senchenko, as this contest has gone on, he's growing in confidence. He always knew that it was going to be a problem the first 2 or 3 rounds. He's come through that. And now you can tell from the way he's punching, long range, he's gaining more and more confidence here, Ian.
That's better from Hatton. He's putting a couple together and ended it with a right hand, little right cross. Getting a bit swollen by the right eye, just underneath that Hatton. That's been happening for a few rounds now. It hasn't closed up or anything like that, though. Smart boxing again from the Ukrainian.
Yeah, that was a lovely little move there from Senchenko. Double left hook to the body and then switch to the head.
Hatton might be getting credit from the judges for coming forward and applying the pressure, but how much is he really landing when he does so?
Yeah, way off target there. Timing not right. Yeah, or better from Senchenko. His round for me, Senchenko.
Yep, if we're being honest about it, it was, I think, quite without question. So a bit of anxiety maybe among the crowd. There are 1 or 2 people wondering, is Hatton reaching out for something that isn't there anymore?
Well, I think the reaction of the crowd says it all. I mean, everyone's sitting down, it's pretty quiet. Bob Shannon then saying just 2 rounds left. But here, Hatton worked well on the inside there. But there's that gap, and Senchenko, you can see him coming, just waits. And then lovely left hook, right hand combination. Ricky too far away from his man.
I have it 5 rounds to 3 for Hatton, but I may be a bit generous in giving him the first 4, a couple of which were close-ish. And there are 2 rounds to go. Tell you about the judges in a while when that becomes necessary. 6 minutes left. Hatton has to turn it on a bit here and make sure and leave good memories and something to build on for the next fight of the comeback, if there's going to be another one.
Yeah, these next 2 rounds now, Ian, it's important that Hatton just paces himself in the rounds and finishes the rounds better. The last minute of the round in particular is so important now. He's got to finish and catch the judge's eyes. The last minute of the round, he's got to start pouring on a little bit and just pace himself up until that point.
Well, some great fighters have come back from long absences. What about Muhammad Ali with Jerry Quarry and Sugar Ray Leonard against marvellous Marvin Hagler with fantastic wins, but it isn't that easy for most.
No, I think the work rate has been very good here from Hatton. I think he's done well.
Yeah, his fitness is great, isn't it? There's no problem with that. He's trying to throw the leather, but the timing's not been there, has it?
The accuracy's not there.
And I think Bob Shannon will be disappointed how much he's getting hit and how little head movement there's been. They've been working on that.
Just took a few too many as he's been coming forward, Hatton. That's been his problem. And let's get it right. The welterweight division was never his best division. He was always a stronger light welter.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not making excuses for Hatton because I think it'd probably be impossible for him to make light welter now. But his work rate has been good.
That is a plus. He's been brilliantly conditioned and he's fit, and this is an exercise in redemption for him. I think he didn't know what was going to happen when he got in the ring tonight. I'll be fascinated to hear what he says afterwards, his own verdict on this. I think he's found it quite hard.
Yeah, he's feeling the pace now. His Hatton, those feet have really slowed down, taking the shots as he's come in.
That's better with the jab, and then a body shot. That's better from Hatton. Then he does find the target. Is Senchenko just tiring a little bit? But he can't just walk everybody down in straight lines. He's 34 now. Maybe he should have taken a less demanding 8-rounder first.
Again, trying to lead with the jab, too far out. Missing there. Crowd trying to lift him again here.
Support has been, well, unbelievable, really. Well, any fighter in the world who has his drawing power, really, you could take sort of 15,000 fans to Las Vegas with him, pack out 56,000 in Manchester.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Senchenko just made a mistake there, the way he led, and the old RickyHatton would have probably took his head off. But it just wasn't there. The reactions weren't there. Oh, what was that? Was that low?
No, it wasn't. It's been counted as a counter. Body shot. Now then, can he get up from this? He's got to get up. He can't say. No, he's knocked out. RickyHatton is knocked out. And the comeback ends in sadness and woe and misery. And this arena is absolutely stunned. Beaten by a body shot. And RickyHatton's comeback ends on its own launch pad amid some quite distressing scenes. Yeah,
that was an incredible end to this contest. Obviously took a heavy body shot there. I initially thought it was low, but you saw it here and it wasn't low. And he looked, and I thought he was going to get up, but I don't know whether he wanted to get up. It was all going wrong for him these last few rounds. Senchenko was starting to gain control. He's getting up now, Ricky, good lad.
In tears of despair, and after all the interviews we've been reading with RickyHatton about finding a way back in his life, you do rather fear for what the result of a defeat like that will be for him. He so wanted to make a statement. Maybe this will persuade him that there is no Hitman anymore. There is no more comeback, and he can live a life brilliantly put by one of the writers this morning, Kevin Mitchell. I was reading in The Guardian. Maybe he can live a life more ordinary.
Yeah. Well, the crowd have responded very well to it. They're all on their feet, singing his name. That'll give him some comfort there. But a terrific body shot. Let's have a look at it. Hatton coming forward. I'm sure it's the left hook to the body.
It's a great shot from Senchenko. It's the first time ever that RickyHatton has lost a fight in Great Britain.
Oh, good punch. Yeah. Yeah, the first time, but that was a terrific body shot. Just on the blind side of us, it was hard to see. There it was there. Short and sharp. At this stage, I think he was getting more and more tired, wasn't he? But that's really took the wind out of his sails, Hatton.
I mean, the truth was there. The timing was never there. He looked wild. He was getting hit too much, and then I mean, anyone can be hit by a body shot like that and get knocked out. That's happened to a lot of fighters. But I think that has to be it, doesn't it? Now.
Yeah, I think so. That certainly brought back memories of when he beat Luis Castillo out in Vegas with that crunching body shot. But he's in tears. The lad is. He really is. But yeah, I do think that's it now for RickyHatton.
Well, one or two boos for the Ukrainian. There's no point in them doing that. The fella's come in here and he's done a job, and a very good job as it happens. There is absolutely no point in the crowd booing, and that's an irrational reaction. You can understand their disappointment, but I think they've probably been here for the final chapter in the story.
Yes, indeed, and it was a good performance from Senchenko, and he probably didn't know what to expect either, but he stuck to his game plan. He mainly fought on the back foot, fought at range, and as the contest was going on, he was starting to gain control. No head movement from Ricky, and as he's coming forward, getting caught with those shots, but you have to give credit to Senchenko. He boxed very well indeed.
Well, he now has to come to terms with that after working so long and so hard for months after months to get himself ready. He dreamt really that he could roll back the years and recreate the old Ricky Hatton, but as with so many fighters before, he got in there and found that. But I don't think he was a shell of his old self, but he was certainly nothing like his old self.
No, his timing was off. He had good work rate. I think he had a good engine, but his reflexes were much slower. His timing was off. A lot of the attacks were too far away. He forgot the basics about using that jab. And for me, he just failed on the inside of really taking the opportunities there that were given to him. But yeah, it's not there anymore, Ian, at the end of the day. It's over, and it comes to an end for all of us who have been boxers, and it's horrible when it does, but, you know, it's a sad reality.
And if it is the end, let's say this: thank you for all the memories for Ricky Hatton that he's given us, and the great nights and all the excitement, and we hope that his life from here on is healthy and wealthy and happy.
Exactly. I don't think you'll ever see another boxer take over 25,000 people to Vegas. Incredible scene. So yeah, he's given us some fantastic magical nights. Brilliant, Ricky Hatton.
Michael Buffer will deliver the sad news officially of Ricky Hatton's first ever defeat on home soil, and maybe the result of his very last fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, officially the end comes at 2 minutes, 52 seconds of round number 9. The winner by knockout victory, fighting out of the blue corner for Union Boxing, Donetsk, Ukraine, former world champion, Vyacheslaw Senchenko.
Superb win for Senchenko, very fine performance. He did outbox Hatton for large parts of that fight as well.
Yes, he did, and as we've said, he fought the right contest. Listen to the crowd now with Ricky Hatton